Yeah, Paul Blart ain't looking so bad now, is he?
No, it's not. And I didn't think I would say that, because when you saw Paul Blart, you're like, well, this could be improved probably pretty easily. Oh, good. Seth Rogen, he's a fine comedian. Yeah. He'll show him how it's done.
Oh, sure. How could it go wrong?
Oh man. Not just wrong, but horribly wrong. Not like this is a terrible movie, but okay, you have the Paul Blart mall cop who he's a dumbass, but he's lovable.
Right.
And then we have the Seth Rogen mall cop who is not only a dumbass, but he's fucking dangerous.
Oh, this is a prequel to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh yeah, this is you know, you got Taxi Driver and then you got the sequel Mall Cop because Seth Rogen's character in this movie, this is the study of somebody who's going to go back to the mall and shoot the place up and kill a bunch of people.
No, I will give this to them. It's not a bad idea what they're doing, because they're thinking all these stupid man-child movies that we've gotten to the point that they've gotten into self-parody. You know, all the Will Ferrell movies, Paul Blart, all this characters that in real life people would not put up with their bullshit. This was trying to say, well, what would happen? At least at first, it was trying to say, what would happen if this was real life? Somebody like this, one of these goofy, annoying jackasses. Everybody would hate him. People would want to kick his ass. They wouldn't put up with his shit.
It's like he's an asshole. He does things that nobody in real life would put up with. Yeah, they try to push that ever so often, but ultimately everybody does put up with it.
Yes,
nobody ever really calls him on his bullshit. I mean, from the first 10 minutes, there's no reason his character would keep his job. And then by the next 20 minutes, there's no reason he wouldn't be in jail.
Oh no,
yeah, for life,
for life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, not jail. No, I mean you're going too lenient. Nobody would put up with his bullshit. No, he would be dead because he's that guy where he would kill people, and then the real police would show up and kill him.
I mean, what does he do? He pretty much rapes a girl. He brutally beats up a large group of teens, like
kids, skateboarders,
skateboard kids.
He beats up a shitload of cops.
Yeah, beats up a shitload of cops for which he's at best held overnight for.
Right?
Yeah. No, again, you would not. You beat up a cop. I mean, there's even a point where he reaches in the back to pull up a flashlight, and the cops would have shot him dead right there.
Well, he wasn't black, so maybe they wouldn't have shot him right off the bat.
Okay, okay, maybe they would have hesitated just a little bit.
Wait, is that what happens?
But the moment you start beating up cops, somebody would say, "Fuck this! What do we got these guns for?"
Yeah.
I mean, and now you're asking yourself, what could this movie possibly be about where you get this nutcase doing all this bullshit? No, Seth Rogen in this movie, he plays a guy named, what's his name? Ronnie Barnhart.
Ronnie Barnhart.
As we said, he's a mall cop. Unlike Paul Blart, though, he is the head of security. And the reason why he is because he's the head of a bunch of other retarded people who are just not as dangerous, but more retarded than he is.
Yes.
Now, he has delusions of becoming a real cop one day. So he finds one thing. He obsesses with this one case here of a guy, a streaker who's running around the parking lot and sometimes in the mall exposing himself to all kind of women, children and whatnot. And so he says, if I can get this guy, this is my ticket to the police academy. In comes Ray Liotta, who threatens his position because Ray Liotta is a real detective. And from that point on...
because Ray Liotta can only play either cops or gangsters. There's nothing else for Ray Liotta to do.
At the same time often.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. He did play a dad in Blow. He was, what's that actor's name?
Was he Johnny Depp's dad?
He was Johnny Depp's dad.
So sure he wasn't an ex-cop in there or something?
He was undercover. but he feels threatened not only because he feels like this case is being taken away from him, but there's a girl, Anna Faris, who's just a bitch in this movie, dumb bitch too, works the makeup counter in a store. He feels threatened because he thinks Ray Liotta is going to come in and take Anna Faris, who is obviously the girl of his dreams in this movie, to again a delusional point where he thinks one date is going to have them getting married the next time they see each other.
And it's what's the guy's name? Jonah Hill? No,
who?
The director. God damn it,
Jeff
Jordan Hill.
It's not Jordan Hill.
I thought it was Jeff something.
No.
I think it's Jack Dempsey.
Jack Dempsey.
No, Jody Hill.
Jody Hill. Okay,
that's the guy that directed the Foot Fist Way. I know it's gonna do that.
Which I didn't really care for either.
Well, and it suffered from a lot of the same problems because this is the kind of movie that's totally written for Danny McBride because he's good at having these kind of dumbass, almost disturbing characters who are such assholes and yet they're so stupid you don't quite hate them. But with these two movies, Foot Fist Way, and especially this one, it's just not working.
Yeah. Here, you don't get bored. You just want to see this motherfucker go to jail or a psychiatric institute because he's disturbing. There was a point where he's essentially raping Anna Faris, and
you were really stuck on that.
I just pulled out of the movie entirely. I was like, you know
Unlike
what?
him.
Oh, yeah, unlike him. But it's just ugly, and it gets uglier and uglier, and the shit this guy does is just disturbing.
Well, that's the problem with this comedy. I mean, you know what? Whether you agree with what's going on or whatever, it's lazy writing. I mean, really, they just didn't have enough jokes for it. And so whenever they didn't have a joke, they just had a character say, fuck.
Oh.
I mean, that's a 10-minute scene with two characters just saying, fuck you, back and forth at each other. And the thing is, the movie just tries to, instead of getting funnier, it just tries to be vulgar. It tries to shock you over and over. And after a while, you're like, you can't shock me. As a matter of fact, I could predict what he was going to do. I was like, okay, what would be the most shocking thing you could say right here? Boom. And he would say it.
I don't agree with you. It's everything I expected it to be. It took several turns I didn't expect, only because I thought no one would be that heartless to actually have your main character do these things.
What I'm saying is, after a while, like originally it took turns I didn't expect, but then once I could see what it was doing, the second half of it, I kind of like, yeah, I figured you're going to probably make this move. But the thing about Paul Blart, you might say, hey, it's mediocre and it's just, you know, it sets the bar low, but it's true to itself from beginning to the end.
Yeah, you know,
and this was very random.
Well, you can see why these people are like, hey, we were bland for a reason because if you there's a certain line you step over where it gets really bothersome. I mean, look, I got some laughs out of the movie. I mean, I really did. I thought it was funny. It's after that point where they have a plot where Ray Liotta comes in and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be funny. It's going to be Seth Rogen trying to go against the real cop. But that shit takes a left turn into just Insaneville. And I stopped laughing after a certain point because I was like, ha, 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 ha. And then he goes to like do a psychiatric evaluation. And he starts talking about how the cancer came down from the sky and he went out and shot up everybody. I'm like,
he's a psychotic.
I've been reading a lot of this shit in the news and I ain't too amused anymore. I'm scared. I was sitting there sinking in my seat, had my hoodie on. Leon was like, you look like the Unabomber. I'm like, I'm hiding.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say about this, though, it's the only time I think Ray Liotta ever played a cop that my sympathies were with him. You know, because I kept expecting they were going the same way as Paul Blart. Like, oh, the cop's this big dick and he's just oppressing the security guard. But it was the other way around here. Yeah. I felt bad for him. He couldn't have been any nicer. And when he finally goes, fuck you, you big retarded piece of shit, I was like, yeah, dude. And hit him, too. Go ahead.
And it's too bad too because I mean it's not just in the beginning that I laugh. I mean it's peppered throughout the film with some chuckles and some sincere laughs. I mean there's even a point in there where you root for Seth Rogen's character when he goes to pick on a guy who's bullying this girl in the movie. I forgot what her name was.
I never knew her name. I don't know if I've seen her before.
But it was one of the weirdest Patton Oswalt cameos.
Oh,
ever.
Patton Oswalt is fun. He plays like this dick manager to this girl. Colette Wolfe is her name. And
what was she been in before?
She was. I think she was in the Foot Fist Way.
Oh, okay.
So nepotism in full effect. But there's a scene where Patton Oswalt's picking on her, and you thinking like, man, Ronnie's gonna go after that motherfucker right there. And when he does, you're like, yeah, go get him. But then
I wasn't doing that because what he did to poor little Patton Oswalt was so over the top. I mean, he practically stuck his face in a hot oven.
Yeah,
that's like shit.
He made a Cinnabon out of Patton Oswalt. But hey, man, I thought the guy had it coming. Maybe I'm psychotic. I don't know.
He didn't have that coming. That girl could have quit her job. And for all we knew, she was lazy. She's sitting like, oh, my leg. But here's some free coffee.
I know.
That's right. I guess, you know what? I guess you're right. I mean, the bitch is up at the counter, not working, got this cast on. She could have been faking it. And she'd spend all day long giving away free shit to Seth Rogen's character. All right. Yeah, they should have put her in the oven, too.
I mean, seriously. I mean, look, if you have a job and you hate your boss, I understand. I mean, it sucks, man, but don't shoot up the place. And don't beat him up. Just quit. Get a new job. It takes a lot less energy to get a new job than to plan how you're going to murder everybody in your office.
At least don't do that where I work. You know, anywhere else, well, as George Carlin said, well, shit, that's entertainment.
But see, now that's the alternate world that this movie lives in. And we can watch movies where monsters can attack the city. We can watch movies where cars can race through mines and the physics are totally changed. But this is a movie where I cannot accept that people are just, oh, this guy's not dangerous. We're just going to go through life like nothing's wrong.
Well, it wants to dance that fine